Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked in a room and looked at someone who is exceptionally good and felt like you are the smaller version of yourself? Let's take an example of someone who is good at English. Now, we are going to use this example throughout the video. Someone might be confident, someone might be attractive, or someone might be successful. Maybe someone is good at something you always wanted to be good at. And suddenly you stop talking as much, you overthink every sentence before you speak, and you start questioning yourself. You become painfully aware of everything you are not. What's interesting is someone hasn't even said anything to you yet. They haven't criticized you, they haven't laughed at you, but somehow you have already judged yourself. You have already decided that they are better than you. And before the conversation actually begins, you have already lost your confidence. Now, why does this happen? I don't think this is a comparison issue. The real issue is that we have a tendency to quietly shrink ourselves when someone impressive walks in the room. And today we will understand why this happens, and this will help you not to stop admiring people but to stop abandoning yourself. Let's take something that completely changed the way I think about this. Imagine there are two people meeting someone who speaks English fluently. Now, the first person thinks that, wow, I would love to speak like that someday. And the second person thinks I shouldn't even talk because I'm way too bad at it. Now, these two are completely different reaction to the same person, to the same situation. The problem is not someone who is confident about speaking English. They simply reveal something that already existed inside the other person. Think about it. Someone who is insecure about their body feels small around someone who is fit. Someone who is insecure about money feels small around someone who is wealthy. Someone who is afraid of public speaking feels intimidated around confident speakers. But someone who is not insecure about such things won't even think twice. There are times when not someone is making you try to feel inferior, but they just simply shine light on insecurities we already carry. And honestly, it's not a bad thing, because if someone can reveal an insecurity, they can also reveal the next area where we can grow. We are going to talk about when excellence becomes superiority. And this is where our brain tricks us. Someone might be better than us at one thing. Maybe they are better at speaking English. Maybe they are more confident or creative. Maybe they have already achieved more than us. Those are facts. But the brain changes the sentence, they are better at this, becomes they are better than us. Did you see what happened? It is about one skill, and the other is talking about your worth as a person. And those are not the same thing, because someone can be an incredible speaker but still struggle with relationships. Someone can be rich and still feel lonely. Someone can have millions of followers and still doubt themselves. Every single person is strong somewhere and struggling somewhere. The problem begins when we mistake excellence for superiority. When we start believing that because someone shines in one area, they somehow deserve the room more than we do. But they simply don't. When we took the example about someone speaking English fluently and the other person who makes themselves feel small by overthinking. Now, what we do in these scenarios is that we judge ourselves first. Most of us are afraid of being judged by other people. But are we? Or have we already done judging us? Think about the last time you felt intimidated. Before you even opened your mouth, what was happening inside your head? What if I sound stupid? What if my English isn't good enough? What if I stumble? What if I embarrass myself? What if they think I'm boring? They are not saying the things. You are. The conversation hasn't even started, but your mind has already written the ending. You have already decided that you will mess up. And because you have convinced yourself of that, you stop being yourself. You hold yourself back, you speak less, or you avoid speaking at all. And this does not happen because you have nothing to offer. It only happens because you have stopped believing you do. I think this is where we choose something for ourselves without realizing it. Now, when we meet someone impressive, we have two options. The first is comparison, where you say they are so much better than me, I don't belong here, or I'll never be like them. The second is admiration. How did they become this good? How can I learn from them? Maybe if they have learned this, I can learn it too. The difference is that the story in your head changes and not the person. One story makes you feel smaller and the other makes you more curious. And curiosity is just so much more powerful than comparison, because comparison makes you freeze and curiosity makes you grow. Now let's have a real talk. Maybe today you are not the most confident person in the room, and maybe today someone else speaks better than you. Maybe someone else has more achievements, more knowledge, or more experiences. Or it's just simply that they are further ahead in the journey you have simply started to walk. And that's okay, because someone else's progress doesn't erase yours. Imagine someone receiving an award. For a few minutes the spotlight is on them. Everyone applauds, everyone celebrates them. Does that suddenly mean that everyone else in the room has no talent? No, it simply means that today is their moment. And life works the same way. Sometimes you will be the one clapping, and sometimes you will be the someone standing under the spotlight. So if someone is shining today, let them shine, celebrate them. Learn from them and be genuinely happy for them. And then slowly remind yourself that my chapter doesn't end because someone else's story is exciting right now. You don't have to steal someone else's light to keep yours. And don't leave the room just because the spotlight isn't on you today. Your moment won't come because you kept waiting for it. Your moment will come because you kept becoming the person who is ready when it finally arrives. So these are the things you can do when you find yourself shrinking around people. Don't try to force yourself to feel confident. Start with something much simpler, that is catching your thought. The moment your brain starts saying that they are better than me, I'll embarrass myself, or any such thoughts, pause yourself. Take one slow breath and ask yourself, because if you don't catch that thought right now, you will end up having a whole conversation in your head. You will imagine yourself stumbling on your own words. You will imagine failing. And while everything is happening inside your head, your attention from what's actually happening right now will fade. Most of the time, the reality is not making you nervous. It is the story inside your head. So don't let that story take over before you even give yourself a chance. Then all you have to do is stay in the room, even if you're nervous, even if your voice shakes a little, even if you don't have anything brilliant to say. Stay and don't leave the conversation early, or don't disappear. And stop convincing yourself that everyone deserves the room more than you. Because the only reason these rooms feel comfortable to the confident people is because they stayed long enough for them to become familiar. So the formula is you show up first and comfort slowly follows. Frame your question. Ask yourself, what can I learn from them? It turns comparison into curiosity and intimidation into education. And it reminds you that the people who inspire you don't have to become the people who make you small. They are simply proof of what's possible. And I think that's much better story to carry with you. And in the end, don't ask if I belong here. Ask yourself, what have I already done that earned me this seat? Maybe your journey looks different, or maybe you're not there where you want to be. And that's okay. You already deserve to be present as you are. So your goal is not to become the most impressive person in the room. There will always be someone who is smarter than you, someone richer, someone more talented, someone more experienced. But remember, that has never been the goal. The goal is to stop becoming the smallest version of yourself because someone impressive walked in the room. Admire them, learn from them, and celebrate them. But don't abandon yourself in the process. Keep your seat and keep becoming better. But never convince yourself you deserve less space just because someone else is doing well.